All right, welcome back to my channel. Good morning to you, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. So this hour, I would like us to pay close attention to a request of a lawyer Jimako to the Nigerian federal government demanding that they should consider releasing Biafrans or Igbo people, Igbo youth, of course, that have been detained across Nigeria for no just reason. Some of them just because they look like they look like they could be a member of IPOB, or they walk like they love IPOB, or you talk like you are one of people that went to that normally go out for protests, or maybe you are one of those that love Mazam, or maybe they search their phone and see something that look like Biafra flag or anything as such. This happened in almost every part of southeastern Nigeria, right? Of course, like the Biafran territory. The 5 states that make up Igbo state for now, because another state is coming soon, have been facing this kind of, extrajudicial killing and inhuman treatment, stop and search, unnecessary torture, and illegal detention. This is what have been, it's going on. I'm not gonna tell you that it started just this Tinubu regime. It had been like that for a very long time. So, as a barrister, as a lawyer, like a lawyer Jimako, he knew most of these things better than many people. Remember, a few weeks ago, Mazakwa was bragging that somebody was was detained, and then got out of send money to her, and because of that, anybody that want to trend will start with DPM, Dr. Abeze. Everybody that want to trend, just like what they normally do to PM in the past. That's why I said that these guys are repeating class. You are actually doing the same thing over and over again, expecting people to believe you. It's not going to work like that. You need to change strategy. Since you must commit crime or must, instigate problem, it's better you readjust your tactics and your way of carrying out your propaganda, because people actually are getting used to your lies. So I would like us to go through that. Let's hear what Allah Jibako said, because I'm not going to waste much time. I want to keep it snappy, because this is our first, update this morning, and I would like to make it look like just keep it snappy and go straight to the point. But before then, please, I expect you to like the video. Of course, subscribe to the channel in case if you have not, and put your comments so that people will know what you actually think. I want to know how you feel about what you are talking about and this video in particular. I love the fact that Allah Ejimako made this kind of request after showing videos of thousands of Boko Haram members, baptized as repentant Boko Haram, which of course people have noticed that they don't repent anything. It's just a way of introducing their brothers and sisters back to the system, best known to them, because I don't know, it is actually shocking that some people actually believe that kind of story, that truly these guys are repented. I don't know where they got that message, why they think that people, that it is so easy to believe that truly these guys are repented. How can they be repented when they are the one looking for people to buy? Remember the issue of blaspheming or jihad. It is part of the system. It's part of their religion, and it's not something that you can just overlook. This is something that everybody needs to condemn, of course. So let's hear from my lawyer, Jimako, and the people that made this post happen to be Sahara reporters. They have this to say. Let's go through that, without wasting much time. I'm trying to position my picture very well, but I don't know why the whole thing is running up and down. But let me see if we can manage it this way. All right. So here is the write-up or the post from Sahara reporter. Lawyer Ejimako asked Tinubu government to free thousands of detained Igbo youth rather than repentant terrorists. Okay. Here is the lawyer Ejimako. So many people have issue with him, but I'm not here for that though. Okay. Ejimako made the call in a post shared on X, formerly Twitter, where he criticized what he described as a double standard in the treatment of the detainees in the country's judicial system. Barrister Lawyer Ejimako, special counsel to the imprisoned leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. I love the fact that Terr0ri and his group are no longer using the word proscribe, because it cannot be using the same, that kind of word when only Nigeria is only country, only group, only entity in the whole worldwide that see IPOB as a terrorist group. It is shocking though, but you know what I mean. He said, has called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to order the immediate and unconditional release of thousands of Igbo youths allegedly detained across Nigeria without trial over suspected link to the indigenous people of Biafra. Ejimako made a call in a post shared on X, formerly Twitter, where he criticized what he described as double standard in the treatment of detainees in the country in the country's judicial system. All right. All people of conscience should urge President Tinubu to direct the unconditional release of the thousands of Igbo youths detained without trial across Nigeria on the mere suspicion that they are IPOB. They are far more deserving of freedom than the so-called repentant terrorists, he wrote. The statement came amid ongoing concern by rights advocates over prolonged detentions, particularly in Nigeria's southeast region, where security operations have intensified in response to activities attributed to IPOB. Critics have repeatedly accused security agencies of arbitrary arrest and prolonged detention without trial, raising concern about violation of constitutional rights and due process. Ejimako, who is also a non-legal counsel to IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu, urged that many of those detained are held based on mere suspicion rather than proving involvement in the criminal activities. We all know this. People that are behind that kind of arrest and everything are actually Igbo people. Ejimako had also said that IPOB leader continued imprisonment would significantly affect Nigeria's 2027 general election, particularly across the Southeast region. In a post shared on his verified X, formerly Twitter account, Ejimako maintained that Kanu remains a central political issue for many people in Southeast region, especially for political actors who he said may face electoral consequences depending on their stance. For Igbo, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the main issue and will remain so until sound justice is done, Ejimako wrote. What is your take about this? Because each time I hear something like this, it reminds me of pictures of people who are constantly on social media calling for the head of people for being, for having something to do with IPOB, or maybe for supporting directly or indirectly, or maybe for engaging on maybe in an argument about the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's illegal detention and other things. They will tag you and profile you and all that. So we know what is going on. If you are in doubt, please visit Amnesty International. The platform of Amnesty International, have a lot to say about extrajudicial buying and illegal arrest and what have you. They always report these kind of things on their pages, and if you go there, you understand better. Now, there's something else I want to share with us before we end this video, not live video. Before we end this particular video, there's something that happened. People often say that Igbo are the one demarketing Nigeria, and Igbos are the one making Nigeria not to put Nigeria the way it is. and they have said a lot of things, to be honest. But the truth of the matter is that, do you know that sometimes, not even only in Nigeria, even outside Nigeria, like in South Africa, in part of Europe, this one I think happened in England. When somebody, if somebody from Yoruba people, or maybe Yoruba region, like, to me, he's a Yoruba person, right? Some of you may say, no, it's not Yoruba, this is that, because some tribes that make up Yoruba today are saying they are not Yoruba. So I'm just saying. Now, some of them, when they commit crime, they will change their name to Igbo name, just to make Igbo people look bad. I don't know if you noticed that, but if not, this video will let you know what is playing out, because this is how they are using this kind of thing to, against our people, which is not good at all. It's not good at all, because you cannot just come from Yoruba land and you commit a crime only for you to claim that your name is Chukwemeka. I mean, and Nigerian police, of course, in Lagos, this is where they're cooking up this kind of story. You cannot just put a statement claiming that the person is an Igbo person, that the person is an Igbo person. It doesn't make any sense to me. It makes no sense at all, at all, at all. And they keep on doing this constantly as if that is something good to be done. I want you to hear this. Just pay attention. Please, if you have not liked this video, I wonder why you have not, but please, I am begging you, like the video. Hear this.
Every federal institution in Nigeria are now openly doing bigotry against Igbo people. Ndi Igbo, there's a full-blown aga Hanebuani. In 2018, one Matthew Adebiyi from the Yoruba origin in Nigeria killed one John Bodu in the United Kingdom. He committed murder in the United Kingdom, and he ran away from the United Kingdom to Nigeria. 8 years later, the United Kingdom, UK, decided on extraditing him from Nigeria back to the UK. The UK wants him to face the law. In the UK, his full names are Matthew Adebiyi. UK newspaper carried his name as Matthew Adebiyi. All of a sudden, Nigerian police wrote that his name is now Matthew Chukwemeka Adebiyi. Chukwemeka from where to where? How did Chukwemeka enter his name? Ndi Igbo, Nto anyị. We are not self-aware. The disdain and hatred is becoming clearer. Do you know what bigotry means? Bigotry is when a government of a nation spread propaganda and lies against an ethnic group in its country, and then they use brutal force when that ethnic group starts speaking up. That is what bigotry means. Anytime they want to cook propaganda, they will always use Chukwemeka or Chinansa or Chukwude. Every time. Ika haguhana propaganda at all. So the Nigerian police brought out these passports, claiming that this passport belongs to Matthew Adebiyi and it was given to him by United Kingdom, the UK. Ndi Igbo, look at this passport. The issuing date says April 2026, which is this month. And the expiring date says October 2026. UK passports are valid for several years. Now look at this name. The name says Chuku Emeka Chuku. They did not spell Chuku Emeka very well though. Look at the name. Social media user.
Okay, I'm going to allow her to continue, because I've experienced this kind of thing before. Listen.
Quickly pointed out that this passport is a fake one. Thank God for the internet. If not for the internet, this is how propaganda and lies would have succeeded. What is the purpose of Nigerian police adding an Igbo name to Matthew Adebiyi when the UK know him as Matthew Adebiyi? What is the purpose? We are in an era of social media. Any propaganda and lies against Igbos shall be debunked.
Okay, you know why I said let me allow her to finish? because many of us actually voiced out when this kind of thing happened. But do you know that even within our own states, in our own household, in Igbo land, we still face the same issue, the same problem? And how? You hear that IPOB are the one committing crime, buying people. When somebody Fulani buy people, a governor of the state will tell you that it's IPOB. There's no Fulani in his backyard. That everything is out. It's still IPOB people. Governor Soludo is just one of them. When Soludo made such claim, how many people condemn it? Literally nobody. Nobody. But the truth is that the agenda is to paint Igbo youth bad, so that federal government can send through to buy people, shoot aside. Shoot aside. Once they see you, they can buy you. The reason being that your governor has profiled you, that you guys are known for committing crime, you guys are this, you guys are that. So you cannot actually, condemn this one and leave the other one. I'm just trying to point something out, because the name Chuku, it is clear that non-Igbo speaking tribe always struggle to spell Chuku. Unless if those ones that actually observant, they pay keen, they just have pay key attention to that. They have to pay extra attention to the spelling of Chuku before they will get it right. There was one guy that normally come to our platform who supports Ogenkere. Each time we are live, he'll be spamming our program in the name of commenting. He called his name Chuku with wrong spelling, because they see Ogenkere as somebody who is a joke, and they're supporting him. He may not be getting anything from Ogenkere, but they have weighed the man and find out that this guy is nothing to write home about. You know what I mean? So I can relate when you said that, when she said that the name, they spelled it wrongly. It's about blackmailing. Somebody, one of our brother, I don't want to call his name, share the kind of a story that has to do with this kind of thing. In South Africa, after committing crime, they will claim to be a Nigerian. Like people from other part of Africa. When the Yoruba people or other people from Nigeria commit a crime, they will claim they're Igbo. You see? Please, we have to verify every issue to avoid giving these people license to run their mouth and begin to claim what they are not. Thank you so much for your time. Please make sure you like the video and let me know what you think about what we have discussed so far. Good morning to you. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye for now.